Hello, everyone. This is Maryann from Revealing Light, Tarot, Astrology, and Spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. I'm here to do Gemini's taroscope and horoscope for 2025. This is for your sun sign, your rising sign, or if your moon is in Gemini, you might want to take a look at the reading. It is a general reading, though, so if it, pardon me, if it resonates, claim it. If not, come back and check it out during the year, because it is predictive to a certain extent. Well, it is predictive, although we will be looking at present day themes. And, something may not have occurred yet. So come back if it's not resonating, come back and check it out later on in the year. The way that we're going to work is we're going to look at your, and it's an event chart of transits for that first, New Year's Day, but the first week anyway, to get an idea of what are the main themes of 2025, bearing in mind that planets will be shifting signs during the year. Jupiter to Cancer on the 9th of June, Saturn to Aries on the 25th of May, Uranus to Gemini on the 7th of July, Neptune to Aries on the 30th of March. Now, all of those will affect all of us, no matter what sign we are. But Uranus into your sign on the 7th of July, well, you're going to feel it. Uranus has been in Taurus, and Taurus is a fixed sign, and it can be persistence can also be stubbornness, but very determined. And so there's been a lot of change in Taurus. When Uranus moves into your sign, Gemini, we could get changes across the world in communication, the way that we communicate. There could be communication difficulties, sudden storms, for example, that take out communications systems. But for you, you'll feel it when Uranus is the great disruptor. It's about unexpected change. In the tarot, it aligns with the Tower. So that should tell you everything you need to know. But anyway, we'll look at where Uranus is at the beginning of the year, because that's also indicative as well of what might be coming, particularly in that first part of the year before Uranus moves into Gemini. Okay, let's get started. Then we'll look at the tarot. We'll do my version of the Celtic cross to look at an overarching view of the year, and then we'll look at quarter by quarter thereafter. All right, let's look at the event chart for you. I think it is for the 1st of January. Certainly that first week, yes. So I've said it in New York. Doesn't really matter. You can see Gemini is aligned with the first house. This is a general reading. It's not going to ever replace an astrology reading of your natal chart that includes your birth location, which is very, very specific to who you are. But we can get a general indication here by looking at this event chart. So we start the year off with beneficial, lucky, expansive Jupiter in your sign in Gemini, in the first house of your identity. So you start the year, the first half of the year is very much about who you are and who you intend to be. And if you're in the process of reinventing any aspect of your life, this could go quite well for the first half of 25. We have Uranus, as I said, the great disruptor, lightning quick change, and Algol, which is a fixed star, which is associated with the Medusa myth. And of course, you know what happened to Medusa. She had her head cut off. And this has been pretty tough for all of us, but it's in the 12th house and it's ending. So Uranus and Algol will move into your first house. And Jupiter will move into Cancer in your second house. But that's later on in the year. Right now, at the beginning of the year, you've got for the lot of fortune, or Fortuna, is in Cancer in your second house. And this is about your feelings. So Go with any hunches that you've got in that first half of the year, particularly around money. Always take the advice of a professional financial planner. But if you have an intuition about anything, follow your hunches. Okay, so we've got Pluto and the Moon conjunct in Aquarius with Venus, as it is with all of us, in your ninth house of learning and higher thinking, philosophy and logic, and can be law as well. And so you are thinking about, some of you could even be thinking about doing a course about higher learning, about what you need to study in a way that taps into your deepest, the deepest thoughts that you have, you would like to give birth to them. So bring them into fruition. This isn't a light-hearted, I'll take a cooking course type of thing. This is about really searching for something that is that fits you to a glove. You might, for example, because it is in because we're dealing with the sign of Aquarius, some of you might even do to study technology, learn a new skill in that way. But also Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian. So you could be looking into higher consciousness type courses as well, or learning. You might not even study formally, but you might pursue that area of interest. Something in your finances in that first part of the year, the sun, we open up with the sun in Capricorn and Pallas Athena, the asteroid associated with wisdom and wise counsel. And it's in the money, in Capricorn, a money sign, but in the eighth house of, can be taxes, can also be other people's money as well. So I wonder if some of you may benefit from some sort of inheritance, which allows you to pursue what you've always wanted to pursue, perhaps some study, for example. Now we've got good trines here between Pluto and the Moon, trining the South Node in Libra and sextiling Mars in Leo in that second house and the North Node. So whatever you're going to be doing in 2025 will enhance your money-making ability. It could bring in some dollars, but also you might hit the supposed jackpot, whether that is real or not. You are able to tap into something that is very deep within yourself. Now we have the lot of fortune, or fortune's wheel, Fortuna, in Cancer, in the sign of feelings, deep feelings. It's a passive sign, and it is the moon is in the sign, rules the sign of Cancer, so it's all about, as I said, our feelings. But it is trining the vertex, or the fated point in your chart, in Scorpio. And so there's something that you'll be bringing to a close in relation to your deepest feelings. No longer willing to carry that baggage around. Could have to be with money. It could be that you've seen what is really of value to you. It might not be the mega dollars. It might not be striving to be well off in a financial sense. You might put all that aside. I think this year, Gemini rising, is about you finding out more about the subjects that have nothing to do with, with your career or how you make your money. This is about finding out, gaining knowledge about what you need to evolve for your soul's evolution. So I don't rule out learning or pursuing new areas of interest. We have here Mercury in Sagittarius, and it's making a trine to Hygeia and Eris conjunct in the 11th house, along with Chiron. there is something going on with your partnerships, relationships, groups, networks. It could be that you are being challenged because Hygeia is health or ill health. Chiron is the wounded healer, challenged through adversity to move more into your opposite signs energy, Sagittarius, Mercury and Sagittarius. So here we have your rule of Mercury, but it's in Sagittarius, your opposite sign. And so this is very much, Sagittarius is very much about future oriented. So you could be rethinking even your closest partnerships. You could be forming new partnerships. You could be, it's sort of like, it's like housekeeping for the soul. What do you need to jettison? What do you need to keep? What do you need to pursue? And again, for the soul's evolution. Because it is about this Mars in Leo down here in the 3rd house. It is opposing Pluto and the moon in the 9th house of learning. But Mars in Leo is all about the self. And so this could be taking action for yourself as well. And then you bring that to bear on your partnerships and groups and enhance them. Because in some way, you're learning with this Chiron, Hygeia, and Eris in the 11th house. There's a wound here that you have, some of you have when you're in groups. And the reading that's coming to mind is Libra. So if you've got Libra in your chart, you might want to watch that, particularly if it's your sun sign or rising sign, or if your moon's there, you might want to watch that reading, because this is about healing the wound in groups, large groups of people, small groups of people, within families. And you've got a good chance of doing that this year by doing what you want to do. And you're going to have to fight for that in a way as well. Regulus is a fixed star of, or it's a star of, it's in Virgo in the 4th house, very close to the IC, the bottom of the chart. And so you could have luck through family, friends, people that you're estranged with might come back into your life. If you put the work in with family, they will respond to that. They'll return that tenfold. It could be a year where you spend more time with extended family, for example, people you haven't seen for a while. You could end up doing things with them, sharing times with them, and that will be very good for you and very lucky in many ways. Okay, the other place I go to is Saturn and Neptune in Pisces in your 10th house of career, public persona. And Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, not an easy combination, but it is the place where we work hard to achieve our dreams. Well, both Saturn and Neptune are moving into Aries, one in March and the other in May. And they'll be moving into your 11th house. And so there's a project in that second quarter that really starts to take off. And it could be involving groups, but it's going to, I'm not going to say scare you, but because Chiron is already in the 11th house, it's about, there's a wound there that needs to be healed before this can happen. And I think somehow the events of that first quarter of the year are going to help you do that, Gemini. All right, let's do a tarot reading now. Let's get some clairvoyance. Ooh, news. The 8 of Wands. Let's get some clairvoyance on this. Gemini. Gemini, sun, rising, and moon. Gemini, what's coming up for Gemini? Gemini in 2025. What can you show me? Okay, so there is progress on your a plan or a project or something that really motivates you. There's been dark clouds around that. You may not have been able to fulfill that or even, go back to it, because I think perhaps you started it and you had to stop it midway. But I see that you're going at that fairly with gusto in 2025. So something that's been on the back burner that you started, you're going to restart, and you're actually going to be able to finish it in 2025 because you're not taking no for an answer. Okay, so a Gemini, what's happening for Gemini? So there's a lot to do with boundaries for you, Gemini, learning how to say no and meaning it and putting the boundaries up, disconnecting when you have to disconnect. You're not available to everybody 24/7, or you shouldn't be. And so this is about putting the boundaries there, the guardrails there to protect yourself and allow you to get on with what you need to get on with. Show me Gemini in 2025. Gemini in 2025. Show me Gemini. Show me Gemini in 2025. Show me Gemini in 2025, please. So we have here in the Eight of Swords in the signifier position. What are you worried about? The Hanged Man. You need to look at something in a different way at the beginning of 2025 anyway, and you need to take that right through the year because you worry. You need to stop worrying, basically. Stop worrying, Gemini. We've got the Seven of Swords. This can be people taking things from you, not in a material sense. They're not stealing from you. But I think you're allowing other people to steal your time, your energy, and your efforts. So beware of people that would do that and cut them out. Don't allow them to do that. Put those guardrails up. Page of Pentacles is in the past. That can be a new financial endeavor that you began. That's in the past. In the sky, we have the Nine of Rods, which is guardrails and boundaries. So it's very much about that. If there's an area for you to work on 2025, it's that. The Two of Pentacles, making a decision about something critical. Not doing too much. That's what Geminis do. They burn themselves out. They burn brightly, Mercury. They burn themselves out. You have to make that decision to put the load down. You can't continue to juggle all things at once. Five of Rods. This can be a tug of war. Can be a clash of egos as well. Can be competition. That could be what you're feeling now, and you have to make a decision about it. I think this is what you're doing, Gemini. You don't want to continue in the same way. You don't want to go into 2025 with the Five of Wands energy. And so you're at a crossroads and you have to decide. Question is, what will you decide? The Queen of Cups in the hopes and fears, nurturing of yourself. That's what it's about. Guardrails and nurturing of the self. In the sky, we have death, the ending of something. Don't be afraid. It's not literal death. This is about ending something. What are you ending? Endings and new beginnings. Wow. I just think that the year is not going to look the same. The way you start the year will be not how you finish the year. A lot of old stuff is being cut away and it's making way for a new start. And guess what? You're in greater control. Hallelujah, Gemini. Wow. Look at that major arcana there. Really, there's a real message here for you. Guardrails, endings, new beginnings, and what are these new beginnings? It's about you retaining control. Control. You have the Knight of Swords, being truthful with yourself, not allowing anyone to take anything from you. The Ace of Pentacles, a new start. And we have the past, walking away from the past. Wow. I wasn't expecting such a strong reading. The Nine of Pentacles. money and having everything you need. So if you felt like it's not about riches, it's about being contented with what you've got. If you felt like people are stealing your time, stealing your ideas, stealing your thunder, whatever they're stealing your peace of mind, 2025 is about the year that you put your foot down. This year is all about you, Gemini. All right, let's move into the 4 quarters. I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot, the Thoth Tarot to clarify with, and my own Revealing Light Oracle, details of which you'll find on my website for the spiritual messages. Let's do quarter by quarter for Gemini in 2025. So I'll have 4 cards for 4 quarters: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. July, August, September, October, November, December. So let's start with January, February, March. January, February, March, please. January, February, March for Gemini in 2025. So we have here the Fool. You start the year with an absolutely new start. Let's take the second quarter. April, May, June. April, May, June, please, for Gemini 2025. Oh, Temperance, Sagittarius. You had Mercury in Sag in your 7th house, didn't you? Healing and moderation. Healing and moderation. The 4th quarter, we have the Ace of Cups. Beautiful new starts, equilibrium, emotional satisfaction, the seed of happiness being planted. Love for others in the 3rd quarter. Show me the 4th quarter. Your cup is full. 4th quarter is the 5 of Pentacles. So you end the year perhaps needing to budget, perhaps, feeling a little bit like the victim. We have the King of Pentacles, earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We'll learn more about that with some clarifying cards. So you've got such beautiful cards in the first 3 quarters, and then you've got this. Oh yeah, okay, a plan. You've got a plan and a project to oversee. So if you are feeling a little bit like that, a little bit blah, left out in the cold, worried about money, I don't think you need to be for very long, because we've got money coming in through a new project, a plan, the Ace of Rods. And the High Priestess, something that is secret from you. And we get the 3 of Cups, circles of support, happiness, celebrations, and the Moon. Okay, so whatever the new stuff is that's coming in at the end of next year, there's some volatility attached to it. But let's not get ahead of us. Let's look at first quarter. Why is the Fool card here? Why is the Fool card here? So we have here the Empress. Okay, so there's abundance. You start the year with really good energy. Make sure you put the boundaries there. Don't let anyone steal what's yours. The 7 of Rods, defending yourself, and the wish fulfillment. You've got really good stuff happening in the first quarter of the year. Don't allow anyone to bring you down. It's your victory. It's your win. And you should know that. Okay, the base of the pack is where things have been stalled. We've got progress. Where you feel you've been sabotaged, that goes away. So let's look at the Temperance card in that second quarter, April, May, June. The Temperance card is about healing and moderation, evenness. Show me the second quarter. Temperance card. Why is the Temperance card here? We have here worry. You've got to not learn to worry next year. I know that's hard. Could be somebody lets you down, but you get great clarity around it, and a healing occurs. This could be a long overdue wound. You could let go, make a decision and let go of something that's had you on the defensive for so long. And you get justice here, balance. What has been taken away is given back in the Chariot. There's a lot of healing going on mid-year. A lot of healing, generational healing I'm hearing going on mid-year, also the second quarter of the year, April, May, June. Let's take a look at the Ace of Cups in that third quarter. That's the seed of new starts, new emotional. You work it out, whatever's going on for you next year emotionally, you work it out by the third quarter. What happens then? Uranus comes into your sign on the 7th of July. Jupiter moves to Cancer. Saturn and Neptune move to Aries. Jupiter to Cancer. Have a look at where Jupiter is in your chart, because it's been in your sign and it puts the accent on your feelings. Show me the Ace of Cups. Why is the Ace of Cups here? So we have here the Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you, replanning, going back to the drawing board, and the Wheel of Fortune, fortune favoring you, luck, and the Queen of Cups, nurturing yourself. That's what the cup is. Gemini, this year is much about you. So the Ace of Cups, I think there's a love of the self here. Now, the Five of Pentacles. You have a good first, second, third quarter, and then we get the Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Why is the Five of Pentacles here? It's something that you're not foreseeing. What is this? Why is the Five of Pentacles here? So we have here the Queen of Pentacles. That's having everything you need, and the past. Okay. And then we get the Seven of Cups, illusion, delusion, and having to make a choice. The Queen of Rods. This is about passion and motivation and stepping forward. And we get the Lovers. Okay, so I think what I think is going on is there is a plan or a change presented to you in that last quarter, and you're unsure about, you feel, when we're presented with something and we're not on board with it, we feel like it doesn't belong to us. But I feel that after a while you come round to it. Could have to do with a Virgo. There's some soul searching here, but you do it. I think you either take a trip, or there could even be a big relocation. Whatever it is, know that the universe is requiring this for your growth. Here we have the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords, getting clarity on what has been holding you back, and that there's an inevitability here. What's this inevitability? Yeah, there's a change and a move toward the end of the year. The Chariot card, things speeding up where things have been stalled. We get the Five of Cups, some kind of feeling disappointed with things. There's a loss here, but there's a victory as well, a victory in this. So what initially you're against, you come round to thinking, yes, okay, you'll give it a try, and it actually tends to be the very thing that is right for you. So don't resist too much in that last quarter. If something new comes along that you're not fully on board with, it's going to turn out just fine. All right, let's look at the oracle cards for you. Spirit's message for Gemini in 2025. Gemini in 20. Show me Gemini in 2025. Gemini in 2025. Foundations. If something is out of balance, go back to the start and start again. This is Virgo energy, the detail. The detail. Foundational work. Could be even in your relationships, your partnerships, the foundation of who you are within partnerships, and adapting. Again, Virgo energy, 1 and 6, 16. Adapting to change and finding your way. Yeah. So there is a change coming through for you next year at the foundational level. use your intuition whenever you're confronted with something that you're not sure about. Use your intuition and let go and trust yourself. Freedom, breaking out of self-imposed restrictions and finding your voice. And this is your card, Mercury in Gemini. Breaking out of self-imposed restrictions and finding your voice. Finding your voice. Hope, even in the dark, the light of hope is just waiting to be seen. Uranus moving into your sign. Whatever the unexpected is that comes along next year, understand it is for your highest good. Try not to resist it too much, even if you're not fully on board with it to begin with, because within this change is your freedom. Base of the pack, observing, resetting fixed beliefs. Don't be too wedded to something, because there's a renaissance there for you, creating your own masterpiece. Divine connection, when we connect with spirit, life offers us an abundance that we may not have noticed before. Make it happen. That big project, do it. That could be what's coming in the last half of the year. Someone says, join us and do this or that. You go, no, I don't want to do that. But have a think about it, because whatever that is, it's actually for your own good. It's actually going to be quite fortuitous for you, and particularly for your growth, for your evolution and growth. All right, Gemini, that's it for now. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back with another video soon. Namaste, Gemini. Bye for now.